commander on board, and I told him no way would ever happen. Hackman just finished combining all the apartments, etc. Yeah, I mean, he's just corroborating what he said. Wait, did my stream die for a sec? I'm not showing any drop frames. What's that about? Oh, alright, we're back then. But do I take the risk on random prio? Fuck. Oh, prio still. No random prio. Fuck. Sometimes this bugs out. Dude, I got random prio on like Friday, so you know, I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. Yeah, I just have to keep trying because the fucking window like freezes or whatever. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's only Thursday. On Friday is the day that I really have to snipe the queue because that's the only day that I need to play on civilian for Sludge Diesel. It's all good using top queue. I mean, I think what I'm most impressed with is that Silas actually admitted fault. I think Silas, you know, I'm speaking strictly about characters for a second here. I think Silas sees the walls closing in, that Toretti is now the commissioner, or deputy commissioner, and Svensen's now the undersheriff, that he really doesn't have a way out of this. So he's like kind of trying to apologize, which is surprising that Silas would apologize, but it's possibly good. Like maybe Silas can be redeemed. Yeah, I don't know. Your prio is not random, sir. I don't have any, so yeah, it's not random. It's not random. Taylor, so. Yeah, we'll get this toss around the bigger man term and it's over for him. I mean, I think where I'm at on Svensen. Oh, I thought you got prio. No, no. I don't want to bitch about it though, because I understand. There's a lot of people in the server that they're trying to like reduce the number of prio in general, so I get it. But oh, there's the stream alerts, stream elements. I guess maybe it was Twitch or something, because I'm not showing you drop frames. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm gonna have prio. I get it. I'm also a cop, so I can just use cop prio primarily. It's all good. Anyway, in character as Svensen, I think I'm leaning. Svensen obviously has like a vendetta against Malton at this point for getting away with all the snake shit, and he really thinks Malton's behind it, based on Malton being the ex-chief of VPD and Malton owning the owning the Vinewood Police Department building that they met in, and it seems like too much of a coincidence that Silas would want to do the VPD without ever speaking to Malton. So very suspicious of that. But I think with Silas, it's difficult because even in character, I think Svensen's really tried to extend the hand to Silas a few times over the past week or two that I've been under sheriff. Maybe 3 weeks now, almost. I've tried to on Svensen like extend this hand to Silas, but I think things are so tense between the two characters that we have a good joke or two, but there's still like lingering uneasiness, right? And so like I think Svensen's he wants to like make this. I don't think Svensen wants to lose Silas as the Shift 1 sergeant for SDSO, because genuinely he brings a lot to the table that SDSO needs. I think like he's not a conventional leader, and I think a lot of people struggle with that, including Stubble. But I think Stubble's wrong, you know? The way that Stubble's looking at it, Stubble talking about how he'd be better as a BTF director and not a Shift 1 sergeant so someone else can step up. He might be right at this point, because I think while Silas brings a lot to the table as an unconventional leader, he may just be so... He may be so far gone into this anti-Toretti rhetoric that he may not be able to come back from it. And it may be like a thing where we just need someone else to step up and move on, you know? But I think the problem is, like, if we take away Sergeant from Silas, I think we lose him forever. And, like, if there's anything redeemable in Silas, if it's at all redeemable, if he truly is an addict and he's just addicted to smoking the Toretti pipe, you know? God, I wish I hadn't said Toretti pipe. Anyway, ignore that. If he's just so addicted to it, hit the crack pipe, then maybe we have to get rid of him because it's a situation in which we can't fix. But if there's anything redeemable, I'd really like to keep Silas on because he genuinely brings a lot to the morale section of SDSO. But yeah, I mean, I think we take Sergeant away, whether literally or figuratively. I think we lose him as an officer, essentially. Like, I think he just kind of stops, Silas as a character stops investing in the SDSO and starts looking for a way out. Silas thinks I'm out to get him. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we all love you as the sheriff.
Yeah, you're great. Yeah.
Love it so much. Love you guys.
Jesus Christ, what happened? I was gone for 2 minutes. You guys are crying.
It's just him.
I
we
think
love you too.
He's full of pride, I think. He's like watching his kids grow up.
Yeah.
Unlike
Really
Stubble,
great.
am I right?
I was
Yeah,
in
I
this
didn't
police
watch that.
department for like 3, almost 4 years before I even heard the names already. I'm not your kid.
It's not that. I just really love being sheriff. These guys. Oh,
I mean, great. You can come back anytime you want.
yeah.
Just pick a.
As soon as you
pick a
find this commissioner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Between
think Libby's
Peach and
coming back,
hold
by
his
the way.
hand or something? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's bedtime.
I see. Did she have any thoughts? She like maybe a gift to you or something?
Let me double check with that.
Okay.
Stubbs, did you talk about it again? Can you refresh
I
me?
just
What
said.
you
I said. Seems like he's putting his responsibilities as director BTF over sergeant and is neglecting his duties as sergeant. Shouldn't continue to be in the sergeant position after all of this. And he can continue to focus on BTF because that's his pride and joy and love. And then he could just be a deputy or a senior. Honestly, it doesn't really matter.
My concern is that if we... Okay, I'm gonna wait for him then. I guess
Well-
that's too important.
Rude. That was kind of rude.
Well, he's a shitty father, so what do you expect?
I
just
see
had
it
to-
now,
I had,
Sweets.
to, I had to tell somebody to run the meeting because they were expecting us.
Jesus Christ. You got to delegate a
That
bit
could have
more
been an
stuff.
email,
That's
man.
what I just did.
That could have been an
Disappointed
email.
in you, Dad.
They don't have to run
text.
that
I
by
pre-
you, do they?
Why email?
anything.
You know that they're available
Text
in
them.
Sweets,
the
I'm,
city.
Sweets, I'm
Just
starting
text
to
them.
get it, man.
Yeah, right? Thank you.
I'm seeing the shitty dad thing here.
I'm putting my phone on mute because y'all are more important than anybody else that calls.
Jesus, that's like so
More than your
performative.
kids?
Go ahead, Dark.
Sorry, the chief just
Especially the
emailed
kids.
me. I asked if she had any opinions that she wanted to pass forward here, and all she sent was the snake emoji.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
That's
All
good,
right.
that's good.
Well, I guess we got to execute him then. He's
Dark,
spoken.
do you have anything?
Yeah, I'll be honest. This is going off, what I was saying, that this isn't a court of law.
Anita! Anita!
Oh,
Wrong building. Wrong building.
You
Well,
need to
then-
get the hell out of here.
Wrong.
Good one.
Toledo,
That was
Toledo.
good. That was
that's a
good.
good one. That's good.
That was really
Thank
good.
you. I'm pretty proud of that one, actually.
Why is he keeping it in here?
I don't know.
Oh, that got me
How
good.
did
That
you
got me
say that so
good.
quick?
That got me
Oh,
good.
here it
Wow.
comes.
Smart guy.
Here comes another random person.
Do you
Hello,
need more
Silas.
time?
Hold in.
Yeah, I think we were discussing.
Jesus.
What to
Thank
do
you,
with
Silas.
At least 3 to 4 more hours.
Can we take all the time we need?
You know, I don't know about all of the time you need. Just,
All right.
you know, just a little bit longer.
Go ahead, Dark.
Alright.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry,
Fucking
sorry.
old guy.
The chief has sent a little bit more. She said that Silas is going to use BTF as an excuse now to do it because the seed has been planted. Basically, I think what she's trying to say is,
yes,
if
I'm trying to
we,
find my way out.
Well, no, I can show you where
Jesus Christ, if we kind of let this happen in a roundabout sense, this is me paraphrasing, so I don't want to put words in Libby's mouth.
I'm
but
trying to
I think I
like
know what
position
she's
the
trying to
camera
say.
so I can hear better.
He's lying about it. If we entertain the lie, then it's gonna get worse. And so that's Libby, yeah. But then my point of view is we don't need proof. I think honestly, from everything I've been told, on top of his attitude in this meeting today and his just blatant insubordination, I have no doubt that he was trying to make his own department. And if he was in my department, I would fire him. I'll be honest. I wouldn't want that anywhere near
Ooh.
my department or my offices.
Smoked.
I just don't think. I think Silas's value as a sergeant,
Absolutely
Silas's
smoked.
value as a insurrectionist is much more important at this point than Silas's value as a deputy in the SDSO. I think it outweighs it tenfold. That's my opinion.
I guess I'll say I can see where Stubble's coming from on his comments about him not being worthwhile as a sergeant. And I know I'm perceived different ways from different groups inside the PD. Some people think I'm SDSO till I die. Some people think even inside the SDSO that I'm not really SDSO, that, you know, I'm kind of counterculture to Silas and all that shit. And I'm conflicted because I feel like I know Silas has value. I have no problem saying it. I don't think he's a conventional leader. I think if there were a spectrum of the type of leadership we have in PD, Stubble would certainly be on one end. Same end as like Rhodes. And straightforward, very type A leadership. But I think Silas is on the other end of the spectrum. He's a very unorthodox leader, but I think he is a leader all the same. I think he's someone who provides a lot of value to the SDSO, and it's hard to quantify because, I mean, I've told it to his, I've said it to his face. I think he's valuable. I think he makes people feel included in what he's doing, makes them feel welcome. He won't usually step in, and he usually doesn't lead things with an iron grip. You know, like Stubble had to tell people at the PBSO he wasn't going to be there today. I think it's pretty assumes that if Silas doesn't show, they go on without him, right? It's a different style of leadership all the same, but I still think he's valuable, and it's painful because I think as the Shift 1 sergeant, he was like one of the very first sergeants that was hired back after the restructure. He's obviously valuable. He has a lot going on, but it's extremely hard to quantify for people that haven't worked with him or been a part of what he's doing, and I wish I could put it in the words better than I can, but maybe the slack we gave him was too much and he wrapped it around his own neck, because the truth is he did betray the trust that was given to him by Commissioner T, Deputy Commissioner T. He betrayed the trust of Willie for giving him so much, you know, room to run with and basically no supervision. But man, it sucks because if we lose him, I think the face of Shift 1 SDSO changes forever. You know, I don't think it'll ever be the same. It'll be like, not to be dramatic, but it'll definitely be like, you know, like before Christ and after Christ in terms of how people talk about it. You know, it'll be
Yeah.
SDSO shift 1 before Silas and FDSO shift after Silas. It's going to be a turning point in the SDSO that either, if we get rid of him and we fail, it'll be marked as like the harbinger of like we got rid of Silas and then we failed. But if we don't get rid of him, it may be like, holy shit, how did we give him so many chances? I'm really conflicted on this because I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what your personal relationship with him is, or even professional. But I do think he's important to us, and he has a lot going on. And I think the way he talks to Toretti is at times completely unacceptable. But I have to acknowledge, and I've had to defend him to other people. They're personal friends, Toretti and Silas. I'm personal friends with Toretti, and we have a personal relationship that enables me to say stuff to him that I don't think he would tolerate from anyone else under him. And I think that's extended to people beneath me as well. I definitely treat someone like that. Like Crisscross, someone that I've known for a while and have spent time off duty with. He came to my fucking birthday. If he told me to go fuck myself, I would absolutely understand that it's probably a personal thing first and a professional thing second. Not that I would tolerate it any less, especially if it was in front of subordinates. But that's a part of the equation I think needs to be considered. Is the way he speaks to Toretti is part of their personal relationship more than just professional. I've thought for a while that it is still unacceptable the way that he does it in front of subordinates, but that's never been under my control. I'm not here to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
Clarify though, I'm not trying to say that Silas isn't valuable to the department. Because from what I've heard, he's a very good sergeant, like you said, in his own way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people respect him, and he runs SDSO Shift 1 very well. But I think keeping somebody, what I'm trying to say is, if you, I guess, keep him around, in my opinion, in any capacity, you are essentially saying that if we're going off the belief that he was trying to start his own department and separate from the SDSO and all the other departments, if you allow that to kind of stay around, you're almost saying, oh, people can do this, and you'll still be hired as a police officer. So you can try and make your own department and undermine all of your high command, and we'll still keep you around and hired as a police officer. I worry what that could do to the police department. I don't think there's a lot of people who will try that, but I think that's something to consider.
Can I bounce something against that? I would say
Sure.
If you do that at an officer or deputy level, you're fired, right? But there's also the context of where his position is inside of the PD. And given that he's a member of command and sergeant and has been for a long time, I think that should be weighed in against his removal, totally against it.
So, two things. Some people would say the fact that he did it as a sergeant makes it worse, because it was a position of trust that he betrayed in. The second thing is, I didn't mean to say that you don't understand his qualities or anything. And I understand what you're saying. You're saying it outweighs the betrayal outweighs his pros, right?
Yes.
Not trying to put words in your mouth. I don't know. Willie, do you have any thoughts on this? Because ultimately, this is pretty much, you're the most important person to this puzzle piece other than me.
Yeah, I think the truth lies somewhere in between. I don't think he was starting an insurrection. I think it's ridiculous, but I could see how it was probably perceived like that because of his.
What do you think he was doing? Do you buy the unit thing?
I think he was looking for support for a potential new department. I don't think he thought it was a big deal, and I think there were seeds planted in his head by slithering, slimy snakes. That I don't know what outcome they were looking for. To maybe hurt the SDSO in some way, but
Roy wasn't able to be here, I guess. I told Toretti to ask him, so I guess he just couldn't be here.
Did you ask him, Big T?
I told Toretti to ask him yesterday because I was going to bed early. Did you?
I forgot.
Okay.
God damn it.
We can talk to Roy later if we need to.
Yeah, I think we do need to talk to Roy.
I've talked to Silas and Roy extensively before I became a lieutenant. There was a lot of frustrations with the way things were going. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We've had chats on the side of, the mountainside, not about new departments, just about the problems that we were facing. And Silas was always there in his sergeant duties. I think I know what's going on. I think people give Silas shit, right? Because he's not out doing typical stuff. Like Owen said, he's not a Type A leader. He's different. I don't think he was. I believe him when he said he's still loyal to the SDSO. I don't think we have facts or anything besides Owen and Big T storming in on this group meeting.
Well, you have your mole, the third mole.
The third mole.
Yeah. Riggs.
Yeah. We should probably talk to Riggs too.
What do you think, Reddy?
I don't know. Owen, sorry, Big T. I gotta go soon, but I think he stays suspended and we fly him out to China to appease the sponsors this weekend or first thing tomorrow.
They want hard labor in Los Santos too.
I don't know if we can do that.
We could just
the labor laws are clear. We can do whatever we want.
Oh,
we just
okay.
lie to them?
Why don't we have them?
We're not gonna.
ground
No.
zero?
Well, listen.
We need ground zero.
It's
back.
not even up
Work
to
the
us.
quarry.
He absolutely has to go to China and make things right with them. It's not even up to us. He signed a contract with the SDSO when he started his employment here, and that's at the very bottom. Granted, it's in Mandarin, so I don't think he can read it, but I would not want to try to fight that in court because I don't think you'll live to testify, is all I'm saying. He's going to China to make this right. That's not up to any of us. That's not up to us.
Okay.
Regardless of what happens here. Even if he gets fired, he has to go there and
So
make that
on the
right.
board already is menial labor. In
Manual
China.
labor.
Manual.
No. Those two
separate
things are divorced. The labor he was supposed to do was here in Los Santos. He has to go to China on a public relations visit to make things right with them. That's separate from the labor.
Okay. I have an idea for the labor here. He could go. He could get some more bricks for Reed for the SDSO building. He could start that Monday when he's back from China.
But you're proposing no demotion, a suspension, and he fulfills the hard labor requirement by getting bricks to rebuild the basement or the
I
ground
think
zero.
the demotion's still on the table, but I want to follow up with Riggs and Roy before I do that.
I definitely agree. We have to talk to Roy because the fact he
that's
wasn't
still
at the
part-
meeting
still a part
is
of the puzzle.
the fact he wasn't at the very secret meeting that we arrived at is confusing. But people said they were invited by him, which makes me think he may even had either an equal size role to Silas or even maybe bigger, or some kind of underhanded like plot to frame Silas. I'm not sure I understand because the way Silas frames it is he didn't invite anybody. He says he was just talking about it in the PBSO lobby and people overheard and showed up, which I don't know if I believe that. That sounds ridiculous.
And he
but,
said Columbo advised him to.
Well,
I got a call on the. Remember we were at the PBSO meeting and then we were like, actually, we're doing the 42 Club and we're driving down there. On the drive down, I got a call from was it Drainer and Rose actually, and they both said, "What's happening at the MRPD thing? Like, what's the?" I was like, "You can come to the meeting and find out." And they're like, "Oh, we're not going. We're going to the other meeting." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not going to tell you what the announcement is." And that was the main conversation of the call, was them wanting to know what the announcement was, but that they refused to go because they were told to go to the other meeting.
So they didn't call you and say they were uncomfortable with what was going on?
No, they were just saying that they had been told to go to
Drainer
the
was
Roots
so
Trust
useless with any information. He had nothing.
Yeah.
So
compromised.
what
They got
was
to him.
Riggs
I don't know what
there,
they said.
Big T?
Yes, he was. He was sitting right there.
Okay.
But when they called Stubble, I'm assuming that the meeting didn't start yet.
No, it was
Because
at,
then
like,
I got a text
6
from
o'clock.
Rose about it, and then I got a text from Drainer. He says I don't want to be fired or whatever. He called me or something. He said there's something going on at Rooster. But
Okay. I don't want to make it seem like I'm being indecisive, but I think removing one of my sergeants is a big deal, and I would like to have some more facts or at least some more you know, we question people that were there or involved, like Roy and Riggs.
I talked to Philomena a little bit about it because she was there. So
Yeah,
they did mention department a few times.
I mean,
like,
Silas admitted that he was looking for support for a future department, right? Whether he's revising
Morning,
what
Wookie.
happened to make himself look better, yeah, maybe. Was he really trying to lead a coup against the Big T? I kind of doubt it. I know you guys have had your spats, you know, forever and ever since the beginning of time, but maybe it's a little bit my fault for giving him such a long leash or keeping the long leash that was given to him since he was a sergeant. I don't know. I don't want to make that decision right now. I think we continue suspension. You know, send him to China tomorrow morning, and when he comes back, he can do some labor.
okay. Well,
brick mine.
this is what I'm going to say. This is my suggestion. So it's not only about the quote unquote rebellion or coup or whatever. I think the big thing here is the undermining of the police, of the upper, of command and high command, and the uh, the fact that he's splitting off or not inviting everybody and keeping it private is not a good look either. Regardless of whether he was trying to start his own
That's
department.
what we've done for like 2 years, though.
What?
No, but it's not private. It's not
very-
secret. We
No.
I don't
Right,
know.
not
Maybe
the
I got
secret part.
maybe I got the wrong impression with the SDSO meetings, but I've never thought we were exclusive in those meetings. We were doing our own thing, but they were well known, and we've never shunned anybody at the door. I mean, granted, there's been jokes about troopers and LSPD, but no one's ever been turned away. No one's ever. We never done. It's never been a secret where we've been holding them.
So are we sure this was a secret meeting?
Absolutely, I'm sure about that.
He was off duty.
Philomena told me that they got upset that she heard and they told Philomena, don't tell Philomena she's a Toretti loyalist.
Yeah, and
Didn't
Kovacic
he
was
say
also
that was a
SDSO
joke?
that wasn't invited.
Okay. Oh, and Kovacic never goes to the SDSO.
Okay, but it
He's
doesn't
always
matter.
working.
That doesn't matter, Willie. The
But
point
you keep
is,
bringing it up.
okay, but because it does matter he wasn't invited. It doesn't matter that he doesn't go. The truth of it is, if you're going to host an SDSO meeting, it needs to be widely known where it is and available for all of SDSO, or it's a secret meeting. You understand my point? Like, there's SDSO on duty that he should have invited if it was going to be an SDSO meeting.
All right,
and
I gotta go.
Okay.
Sorry, I really have to.
Yeah,
go.
no, I get it.
All right, let me know what happens. I guess.
All right.
I
This is
strongly
what-
believe it was secret because, I mean, the fact that there were SDSO or BCSO, I mean, myself and Toretti are both the sheriff and undersheriff respectively, and we weren't made aware of it. There was a SDSO, 2 SDSO deputies. I don't think, no matter what Silas says about Neil, I don't think Neil was invited. I think Neil showed up because he noticed we left and then tried to diffuse the tension by saying, I'm here for the meeting. I don't think Neil was ever invited as a senior deputy, one of 3 at the time in the SDSO. I think he showed up because he saw us leave the other meeting and arrive, and then he tried to diffuse the tension by saying, I'm here for the meeting. I don't think he was invited. And so people can discount, oh, Kovacic doesn't count. He doesn't go to those meetings. I don't fucking care. If you're hosting a meeting for your department, then everybody's invited, or you're not hosting a meeting for that department. You're hosting a little club where you're excluding people, and that's not okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's one of the core things with me. Planting seeds of doubt in your leadership is a no bueno thing to me. I think having a meeting like that, I've been told he was talking crap about me during the meeting, by multiple people, and I'm sure Rose has a little more information. However, this is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to make the decision, but I'm going to give you guys my advice, and Willie can hear this too when he makes the decision. I agree with Owen. Silas is an integral part of this department, the SDSO. I think he means a lot to it. But here's the cold hard facts. He is. I've known him a long time. We are personal friends. Silas is not the same Silas that we had that was here when we started the SDSO. The last few months 3, maybe more months, he has been a bitter, depressed, well, more depressed, angry, cynical, negative person with no thoughts of positivity, with an attitude of everything's bad, and no considerations for how can we fix it. Something's going on with him. He has become a shell of his former self. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if he's been corrupted. I don't know if he drank the waters from Yog Saron. I'm not sure if he's going to start eating other dragons.
Fuck is that?
However, I think he needs to go on a soul search. I think it would take it would be a huge benefit for him if he has a fairly lengthy suspension. He does need to go to China. That's going to take a week.
China.
And then when he comes back, he needs to maybe take another week off here to do some soul search and talk to somebody. Maybe go to Parsons, talk to Quinn or Sarah. They're great. And try to find what made Silas enjoy this job before. Maybe find himself again.
Why don't you look into getting maybe a cabin at the Rooster's Retreat and have him out there kind of do some soul searching, have a therapist go up there maybe like once a week, chat with him.
I don't know. I have a cabin up there.
It's only been like what, 2 stabbings, maybe 1 murder?
Well, Shelby and I have a retreat up there.
Oh, you don't want him. Oh, okay.
Give him the keys
Maybe a
to it.
motel in Polito.
There you go. That could work. Some place that he needs to find himself. Now, until then, I will say I have to agree with the fact that his duties as a sergeant are not there anymore. But I know they're there. I know Silas has the potential to be the face of this department. That's why I give him the leash that I gave him. I trust him to make the decisions he did. For a long time, this department would not be the SDSO without him. We would not be where we were without Silas. But that wasn't the same Silas we have now. And until he finds himself again, I think maybe he needs to maybe be dropped down to a seat. Now, I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing because I am confident that he will come back and be the man that we all loved. Refreshed, maybe re-energized. But yeah, I can't bear to see him go unless I think he's completely gone. And I don't think so. I think he's got to work through some of his issues, find himself. I think maybe 2 weeks, two weeks off, plus maybe a demotion for a little bit will help him, get back to the basics, get back to what he was, find the things that he loved again, stop complaining as much, and find the negative in everything. Instead of turning lemons into lemonade, he turns lemons into mush.
I mean, still make a curd from that. A nice lemon curd.
Turns lemon into... He lets them rot.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's my opinion. But, like I've said before, I have to let you, the SDSO and the BCSO try to make this decision on their own.
Hold it back, sir. Hold it back. Don't cry. No.
And you're right. I'm not going to cry. But
Okay.
I'm going to let you guys decide what to do.
Sounds like you just told us what to do.
Nope.
You just
figure it
said
out. That's my opinion.
You just said a 2-week suspension and then a demotion to senior.
That's my opinion. You don't have to do it exactly the same.
You're
in the woods.
You're the deputy commander. I can't go against that.
What do you mean you can't go against it?
You just gave me recommend. How would I not take?
If you said you wanted to do 7 days and not
So
demote
even
him,
less?
I'd be fine with it. I'm just making an example. If you wanted to do something else,
Yeah, but you'd be disappointed in us for not
wouldn't be.
following your
I wouldn't
word.
be. I wouldn't be because I know you'll make the right call.
Which is what you
The
want,
only
right?
thing- the only thing I
Well,
suggest.
I'm always disappointed in you, so don't worry
Listen.
about that.
It
This
goes
is the
both
only thing
ways,
I will
kid.
suggest. and this is maybe more than suggest. Don't fire him. We need to give him a chance to get back to where he was. And if he can't get back to where he was before, then yeah, maybe it's time to let go. But I think he deserves to. We deserve to try to give him that chance to do that.
So if I
Other
bring
than
him in
that-
here and fire him,
Don't do that.
okay, there we go.
Is that an
So,
order?
Yeah.
Is that an order?
No, that is.
That one.
He
Don't
just
do
said
that
not-
one. Just that one.
I
Just
can't
that
fire
one.
him.
Well, you don't want to fire him anyways.
You don't know that?
You just said
You
it when you
haven't
did
heard
your
what I want.
speech.
No, I said I see value in him still. I didn't say I don't want to fire him.
Yeah. Well, I'm agreeing with you. Don't fire him.
I didn't say that. Okay.
There you go.
Are you leaving? Is this your thing, or are you just standing up now?
No, I was gonna leave and let you guys do it to show that you were in control.
But we're not, because you just told me not to fire him.
That's the only thing I told you. You could do anything else. Suspend him for 4 weeks if you want.
So I could suspend him for 3 years.
I think you're
then
taking
he'll be back
liberties
on the-
with anything.
Then he'll just come back on Monday. What do you mean?
I get it.
Silas and Time have a really hard, really difficult interaction.
Do you ever consider that the way he feels about you is because of decisions like this? He thinks
Because
you're
I said don't
soft and
fire him?
manipulative. He thinks that you ever think that Willie's right in some essence, but maybe for the wrong reasons? That Silas thinks. I think Willie is right, actually. I think I'm going to say it. I think Willie's right. He may have come to the wrong conclusion based on the facts, but I think Willie's right based on what he said. He said that he doesn't think Silas was trying to do an insurrection. And he's right. I don't think Silas was trying to do an insurrection. I think he got so cocky, and he was so assured that he'd never get fired for anything he could possibly do, that he just started freeballing. He could make a whole fucking department out under your nose. And he never stopped to think that this amounts to an insurrection. It is an insurrection, by definition. It's a coup, but he never stopped to think about it. I mean, granted, it's in the very, very early stages of a coup. He's still trying to gather his first wave of supporters, right? But in any case, I think Willie's right. I don't think he realized that this amounts to an insurrection, a coup, or whatever you want to call it. And I think he became this way after years and years of you just kind of giving him enough rope to hang himself, essentially. He had so much slack that he forgot there was a leash at all. And he thought he could do whatever he wanted. And I think I'm concerned if we don't fire him, that Dark is right. People will hear, rumor spreads fast in PD, in the city, and they'll think that it's weak-willed to not fire someone because of a personal relationship or whatever. People are going to talk shit no matter what we do. I'm telling you what they're going to say. I'm not saying I think we should fire him or I think we shouldn't yet. I'm still thinking and weighing my options, but I definitely think this has larger repercussions than just Silas himself at this point. I think Dark is right about that.
Well, if you feel that strongly, do what you need to do. You could fire him if you want. I'll let you guys decide. And Willie. Just don't kill him, all right? We can't. Let's not do
we
too
wouldn't.
hard.
We
of
wouldn't be
labor.
pulling the triggers. It would be.
Okay.
They would send someone over, and we would, on paper, have no idea who it was or what they were doing, and we'd have to rule it like a murder that would be unsolved.
So a kidnapping. You're gonna kidnap him.
Legally.
Well, they would send someone over that would do all that for us, and we would have no involvement, and there'd never be a way to prove that we knew.
So okay.
You guys remember what's his
not
face?
my department.
What's that guy's face? Remember
Don't
him?
bring up McNulty.
Yeah, that. There you go.
What happened with? Oh no.
Nothing.
Wait, is that what happened with Divine?
Divine's
good.
alive.
He's
He's,
yesterday.
dead.
he's
He
on.
was here yesterday.
He's on duty like
Is
yesterday.
he? I thought he was.
McNulty tragically died in his apartment.
He was
Yeah.
murdered.
By an unknown assailant.
From an unknown origin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
right
know what
after a
happened to him.
potential contract with Cerberus came around to other police
And
departments.
then he wound up dead.
Wow,
It's tragic, I know. Anyway,
tragic.
And a
Moving right
large
along.
sum of money was transferred to an
moving right
unknown
along.
bank account.
I assume you
Well-
looked into that.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
oh,
it was
go ahead.
investigated.
It was nothing.
Open shut.
Yep. Very clean.
No
Anyway, I'm moving on to something more important, which is Silas's employment. Free reign. You could fire him if you want. That's what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, do it. I give you guys
I can't believe you're walking
control.
out.
Well, it's a sign of respect to you guys.
Wouldn't it be even more respectful
the
to
torch.
be in here and okay, all right, go ahead.
I feel like I'm
Go to bed, old man.
See ya. That's how it starts.
You demented diaper-wearing buffoon.
5 strike points, Owen.
Someone had to say
That's
it.
what Silas would say.
Someone had to say it.
5 strike points.
I accept it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what we're going with? Big S.
We'll go nothing. We're waiting
Undisclosed
for,
amount of time,
Willie.
potential demotion, but you guys want to speak to Roy first, right? And get that before you drop the ball on anything, right?
I mean, nothing's being done right now. The truth is that Willie needs to kind of be the one to pull the trigger here, and if he's too shy to, then I don't know. I mean, Willie seems shockingly like, nah, let him keep his rank. What was his suggestion in the end? 1 week suspension? Or not even that. It was rebuild the STSO's ground zero and
It basically was like
upstairs.
hit the bricks, bro.
Yeah, it was like I don't know.
You've been striked, Owen.
Okay. I'm worried how close Willie is to this. To be honest.
Yeah, you got to draw the line in the sand between professionalism and personal.
I mean, I know he's been in the BTF forever, like close.
Yeah, if that gets too blurred, it brings our problems. Why my piece of shit dad over there?
And everyone just walked out. I just got to do this.
All by your lonesome, huh?
Should I go grab him?
No,
Stubble?
I mean,
Farewell.
I don't know. I don't. I get that Willie needs to be the triggerman, and I 100%
I'm
think you
moving
should
over
change
that fucking side. I can't hear shit.
See?
Just hate shouting because the wall be thin.
Everyone's gonna be
Mhm.
quiet.
See ya.
Nah, fuck it. If they're listening to the wall, fuck them.
Willie needs to be here for the choice, but I don't agree with the soft punishment. I get what Toretti's saying with the firing might be too much, and I agree that, you know, if we allow this to be a thing where people just can get away with insurrections and, you know, trying to go behind command and high command and create things, then yes, people will see that as soft from us, and then they'll do it more. Like Doc said, he didn't put words in Libby's mouth, but he inferred them as, you know, we can't just let this slide. And I think firing him, while be effective, so will a demotion from command. When was the last time someone was demoted from command? The
Well,
restructure?
like 150 people were demoted.
Yeah, the
5 months
restructure,
ago.
right?
Yeah.
But that was like unbiased, just, hey, here's a restructure, everyone's gone. This is like an actual punishment for like something that someone has done.
No, Soze was still.
He just resigned, right?
No,
Old
but he was.
guy.
I'm saying after the restructure, he was still in charge.
Okay,
Like he didn't get demoted.
Sure.
So obviously we all did something wrong.
Plus, Bass got a promotion, so.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I think you know
good point.
100
Good point,
and like
separate issue.
Anyway, yeah.
Good
No, I
point,
get
though,
the
but
point.
Separate issue. Yeah.
I go back and forth. I mean, I think there's two things weighing on my mind. What Dark said basically about I don't believe in. I mean, as much as people like to pretend that like a bench trial or some shit is gonna set like permanent. What is it? The fucking legal term for precedent? Yeah, that doesn't really exist in Los Santos, and it kind of never really will. The consistency is just. Let's face it. If we're all super consistent, life would be pretty fucking boring around here. If every question had an answer and every decision you knew the outcome, what would be the fucking point, right? So in any case, I kind of want to disregard the consistency thing and precedent, but I do believe that there needs to be some kind of a baseline for something like this, so people know what to expect. And I lean towards firing on that aspect because I know that people might perceive me as Silas's friends, or some people might perceive me as Silas's enemy. I think Silas thinks I'm out to get him personally, which might surprise a few of you, maybe not. But I think what he did is definitely representative of something that should be fireable. Um, I think that the thing that stops me from recommending a firing is I've never heard that man apologize and take accountability for what happened. And it may not sound like a lot from what he said, but I think he did take some accountability back there. I think he admitted that he has an addiction to smoking big tea, and maybe it was a relapse, maybe it wasn't, but I think he's valuable. I think he brings a lot
I
to
think
the PD
just
still.
just going off everyone's opinions so far, I think firing is off the table. I don't think that's what's going to happen here. It sounds like the most common thing that's come across the table is suspension, demotion. But again, I think, as you said, Willie has to be the one to pull the trigger. But if you're saying he has too much of a personal relationship, you're gonna have to be like, okay, you need to pull the trigger, but this is our best recommendation, and that's maybe give him like a minimum. Start with a minimum, and have him work with that.
Well, I'm
'Cause I
fine
agree
doing
with-
it. I have
I
no
agree-
objections to me doing it. The problem is that if Willie is against it, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to reach in past my lieutenant and say, all right, we're firing your
gotcha.
shift one sergeant, because if Willie doesn't want to do it, or Willie doesn't want to be able to say it, that's fine, no problem. But if he disagrees with it, that's another issue, right? Because it's like I would be essentially disregarding his advice and his guidance for his own department. I can't preach this rhetoric about how I want Stubble and Willie to feel like they're the leaders of the department and we're just kind of enabling them, and then also reach down, disregard his opinion, and demote the guy independently from what he wants. So I think from here, two things need to happen. One, we got to talk to Roy and figure out his involvement and have him interviewed on this. I think Roy is like Malton Jr. in some ways, so we have to be kind of careful. He's careful with his words. I think everyone kind of regards Roy in a positive light because he kind of is pretty non-committal towards stuff. But I think it'll be a lot harder than Silas to get him to admit fault or apologize. But in any case, what I'm trying to say is I do see some light at the end of the tunnel for Silas. He admitted fault, which I've never heard him do before in this kind of situation. He admitted that he shouldn't talk that way about Big T in front of his subordinates, which is good. It's progress. But in the end, I do agree that it's behavior that's unbecoming of a command member and behavior that's unbecoming of a Shift 1 leader. And let's be honest, Shift 1 is the most competitive. It's the most competitive shift for commands. I think that's where we have the most experienced people and the most active people that would be deserving of commands. So it's hard to justify keeping him there. So I think we got to talk to Roy, and I got to talk to Willie to figure out what we're going to do. Because I think from where I'm sitting, nothing at all besides a 2-day suspension on top of his already 4 days amounts to basically a week suspension with cleaning up the SDSO. That's nothing. It's a fucking fart in the winds. Nobody's ever going to realize what happened, and we're going to be considered too soft. So that can't be the outcome. It just can't be. But I also feel uncomfortable reaching past Willie to do it without talking to him at length, and because I know he had to leave early, and there's nothing we can do about that. But I guess I just have to. I guess we have to talk to. I have to talk to Willie and figure out where his head's at, because either he's too close to this or he genuinely sees something I don't.
Yeah, talk to Roy, get his side of all of this as well, and then I would speak to Willie and get like an ironed out approach to it, and then just go from there.
Yeah,
I don't think Roy. Honestly, I don't think whatever Roy has to say is gonna like completely blow this wide open. But it's still worth hearing that side of it out.
Yeah.
Same with Rose. I think talking to Rose as well, because she might have more reasons as to why she and Joyner were uncomfortable during that meeting. So,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's anything that's going to change a punishment, like change a decision, but it might give Willie more insight as to making a decision.
All right, with that, I gotta bounce.
All right.
Thank you, Sweets.
And always happy to help.
Yeah, not an easy one, but shall I? Are you comfortable with me asking Silas to come in, and we'll just tell him that for now he's staying suspended? Well, I'll let you say whatever you want, to be honest, but I'll just sit here.
Just suspension continues pending a talk with the other people involved.
I feel like that's
And,
such a nothing outcome.
Man, you really let yourself go.
It
Jay.
is, but it's like,
I know it's like,
Oh,
what was
the
it,
PD
four?
let me
What-
go.
do
We
you
should
want to
have
do the
had
punishment
Rose.
now? We don't have
Well,
Rose. We don't have
I literally
Rose.
spoke to
We don't have Willie here.
fucking
They are good.
Freddy yesterday and told him expressly, I'm going to bed at 4 p.m. I need you to let Roy know because I won't be able to. And he said, yeah, I'll do it. And then I woke up and
We
put
need
it
to
on.
get Trey an assistant.
An assistant
Yeah.
to the deputy commissioner.
Yeah, just so someone who can just do all his emails for him.
Hmm.
I will say, and I didn't want to. I'd rather say this in front of a smaller group because I don't like questioning people like this. But Willie's questions were very pointed in a manner that would show Silas's innocence, and I don't know whether that's me reading too much into the questions that Willie was asking, but there were very much questions of, oh, you didn't know anything about this, or you didn't know this was happening, etc., etc. So I don't know if Willie, my gut instinct might say that Willie has a bit too much
Skin in the game.
skin in the game. That's it. But I don't. Hopefully, regardless, I wouldn't want to hold it against him because he might make the right decision anyway, and he might be able to put aside his biases. But that's just something to keep an eye on, I guess. That's all.
Do you think Willie could have been involved with this at some level?
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. I mean, he's BTF. Him and Silas close.
I thought so. I mean, I thought that there was a rift forming after Willie became lieutenant and Silas didn't. But is it possible that that was just an act and Willie's still close with him, just not
I mean,
communicating that?
possible. Anything's possible. I don't. I wouldn't want to make an assumption like that without any kind of backing to it. I don't know. That's a big thing if that's true. But let's hope not. Let's hope not.
I'm being a good parent. I gotta go pick
What
up
did
my
you
kid
do?
from the airport.
Who's your other
Okay.
kid?
I've got to pick them up.
Who is
Y'all-
it?
Y'all called me out for answering the phone, and I said, you're all more important than anyone. And then someone said, even your kids, and I said, yeah, I was lying. I gotta go pick up my kid.
All right. Well, in the end, they all go away, right? Or just bring him in.
All right.
Jesus, they're all gone. It's just me.
That's good. I gotta talk to you and to Reddy after separately.
all right.
but-
Where'd everyone go?
That's a good
They
question.
had,
It's weird.
they had arrangements.
Sponsors.
Guess I'm not that important.
Sponsors had to go back to the destroyer as it was leaving Polito back to the mainland. Willie had to go. Reed had to go.
I was really
Big
hoping
T
Willie would
walked
be
out
here.
because it was symbolic or something. Stubble
was
has to pick up his
crying.
kid from the airport. And Sweets had to go.
This was a 3-hour long thing. I
That's
wouldn't
right.
have wanted it any other way.
Well, I know it's so fun being left out in the hallway, but I think this is something that deserves its fair job. It's fair due. How do you feel after an hour waiting out there? What do you think we're gonna say? What do you think should be done to you? You were sitting here.
It depends how much you trust me. If you believe what I told you and everyone about my intentions, about my mistakes, then I don't think there should be any severe punishments, because when I think about what I did and what I was trying to do, there was no malice behind it at all. At some point, I would have to come to you or Toretti probably would have just got shut down anyways. We don't need more departments, Silas. But I wanted to give it a try. Didn't do the right thing, didn't do it the right way, and I failed. However, if you don't trust me and you think I actually had something else in mind, then get rid of me. If you don't trust me, it doesn't make sense to have me in your department.
Do you think your intent is the only thing that at play here? Well, let me clarify. Let's assume that your intent was good, or not at least evil or whatever, right? Let's assume you had positive intent and you never meant to betray anybody.
Right.
Is that the only thing at play? Do you think it should be considered that what you did, the actions itself, objectively, what it amounted to, should be at play as well?
Well, I admitted to what I think I did wrong, which is instead of gauging interest and then going to you guys, instead of going to you guys and then gauging interest, I gauged interest before going to you guys, which was a mistake. The way I handled it, not the best. I was not actively trying to hurt anyone, especially not the SDSO. But that's just the way it happened. Very impulsive decision. Didn't put a lot of thought into it. If I did, I would have done things differently. But I think intent is key here. Because if this actively hurts someone, all right, then yeah, that's obviously my bad. But I didn't mean to. I would never. I wish Willie was here because I think the person I failed the most was Willie Glory.
Are you and Willie still close?
I love Willie, and I guess I'll bring up the promise that I made to him. I said, Willie, I'm really trying, but it's hard out there. I've been hit, and I know it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. But I feel like I just kept getting hit, and I was getting tired. And Willie said, I need you, Silas. Please, give me till Labor Day specifically. And if you don't feel like I made a difference, then you could do what you want. You could quit. You could maybe look to transfer. But please give me time. And I said, all right, Willie, I'll help you because I believe in you. But you have to Labor Day. And then I went and did this. I'm sorry, Willie.
What are you getting hit by?
Toretti.
You really think Toretti is still hitting you?
I think things will be different now that he's commissioner. He's still my boss, but I don't know how long. I don't know if I'm going to be going to him for much. I should be going to Willie or you, depending on the situation or who's around. So the less of him sounds a little mean, but the better. I don't know how you feel about me either. I think Willie believes in me, but I don't know where your head is at.
Do you think I'm out to get you?
Sometimes it feels that way, but I just think that's just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say that's you because it sounds like an insult. But you know, I don't know. Are you out to get me?
I don't know. I suppose if I was, it'd be pretty easy to get you right now. I suppose if I was out to get you, it would be pretty easy just to fire you right now, and I don't think anyone would blame me for it. I suppose if I was out to get you, the conversation in the old BTF office, what was it, a week ago? A little bit more. I probably wouldn't have defended you. I probably wouldn't have told Big T I thought you were right. If I was out to get you, right?
That's right.
So do you think I'm out to get you?
I think if you get me right now, I don't think you're out to get me. So no. You might get me, but you're not out to get me. If that makes sense. You got me.
You got me.
Did that make sense?
That made sense, Silas.
Thank you.
I gotta be honest, man. This is an easy conversation to have because there's a lot of people who weighed in on this that thought, you know, I mean, there were people that suggested things that varied from hard labor and a visit to the PRC to appease certain people over there. And I can't say who said that, but there are people that thought you should have been fired. There are people. In the end, I suppose it's just me and Dark, and I can say whatever I want to say, make whatever decision I want to say or I want to give. But I'm conflicted, man. I truly see something. I see the value you have for the SDSO and the UPD as a whole. I see what Toretti sees in you, I guess. I see what Willie likes about you. But I also see what people who don't like you don't see in you. I see why they think you're distanced or, you know, they don't understand you. I don't think they're out to get you. I don't think anyone hates you. But there's people that don't understand your style of leadership and they don't understand what you do and they don't understand why you're a sergeant. And it's when I try to be objective, I can clearly understand why they think that. And I'm trying to be somewhere in the middle, somewhere reasonable. But there's only the one question that keeps coming back to me is your head still in this? Do you still want to be in the SDSO, or are you so checked out? You're so ready to move on that even if we didn't fire you, even if we didn't remove you, and if nothing changed and you went right back on duty tomorrow, you think you would change course, or you think you'd end up back where you are in a month, in a year, in a week? You know, that's the question that plagues me when I'm considering this. Is that I think it doesn't really matter how soft or how strong I come across in this. It's that you might be so checked out, or you may have come to your own conclusion that it doesn't matter what I do because you've already made up your mind.
Are you asking me, or is that like a rhetorical question?
I mean, I'm telling you, I guess it's rhetorical because I feel like you've already stated your opinion on it. Obviously, you wouldn't be here in this, you know, in this fucking room if you didn't care about your job in some way, right? But it's unclear if you care about it because you want to use this position again to leapfrog yourself back to another position in a few months when things calm down, or if you genuinely want to dig deep and find what you had, you know, and you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I understand, but then that goes back to, do you trust me?
I guess it does. I guess it does. Which let me ask one final question. I think I got two more probably. What's Lance Moulton's involvement with this whole thing? Did he encourage it? Did he lend legitimacy in some way, even passively?
No. The only involvement he had was there's an idea he implanted in my brain a long time ago where if we expand a unit, it could one day become its own department. And that's about it.
How long ago was that?
So a couple months ago, maybe even. How long has it been since the restructure?
It was probably February, so, or was it? I don't know.
I don't know.
The time was kind of weird.
It was like maybe a month after the restructure. It was a long time ago. Sorry, because we had a similar conversation before when he asked me to be a captain in his VPD. We had a similar conversation, so I would say a few months ago.
Where were you guys meeting about this? Like, where was your, if you guys were meeting up?
So,
what's Roy's involvement?
Was
he a contributor, a co-leader, or was a follower, or none at all?
I don't think Roy. He wanted to help. He didn't show up to the meeting, but he said he would be there because he wants to help and support me. So take that as you will.
No, I want to hear from you. What did you consider him in this?
Well, again, I considered everyone to kind of just be like the people who are interested. There was nothing, we didn't get that far. Obviously, I would be the lead. And then I would have to determine, those beneath me. And sure, I would want Roy, to be more involved than maybe some other people. But we didn't get very far.
Reflecting on it, do you consider this to be, just objectively in the definition of the term, not about intent, but do you consider this to be a coup or an insurrection? Even if by accident?
That would involve the SDSO being severely crippled in some way. And I'm not, other than losing me as a sergeant, I don't think the SDSO would die. I think someone would step up. We have some great people. I don't want the SDSO to die. The intention was to make a department alongside everyone and just do a good job and assist in the UPD. I didn't want anything else. If it comes off as that, then it was a mistake on my part from the beginning. That was never the intention.
Was Willie ever a part of this?
No.
He was never in any of these meetings.
No. We only had the one.
Okay. What about that time I called you to track the Kara, and you kept hinting you were doing a little conspiracy meeting, and I dismissed it. What was that about? You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. We were at...
I know where you're at.
We were at Lance Moulton PD.
At Lance Moulton PD. What were you doing at Lance Moulton PD with a little conspiracy?
I was talking to Roy and Aspen about P&T stuff.
Why'd you refer to it as a little conspiracy? Why were you? You were hinting. You knew you were. I don't know what the verbiage was, but what the fuck was that about?
If I tell you the truth, you're gonna call bullshit.
Okay. Well, then it comes down to trust.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a cheeky little joke.
Was it?
You don't have to believe me, because I know how the situation. I was being a little dodgy because I was trying to listen to Aspen. I'm just in Lance Mullen PD. I thought it'd be funny because it's like, yeah, I'm over here. You don't want to know about anything we're talking about here. When it was P&T stuff. Aspen was she felt a little down on her position or her role, and we were just talking about P&T stuff. It wasn't anything crazy.
Did Aspen want to leave?
Was
she invited
upset.
to the meeting? The secret one?
This was way before.
Right.
Way before.
Was she on the short list? Well,
there was no list.
Well, right. Not literally a list, but was she one of the people you considered loyal enough to follow you? Disillusioned with the SDSO? Willing to leave?
I didn't. It wasn't about loyalty. It was about interest. Literally, I mean.
Okay, was she interested?
This wasn't a thing back then.
Okay, but in your head, did you catalog her as someone who's interested?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't really thinking about that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know what to do
Svensen,
with you,
I quit.
man. You quit?
Sorry. It's just too much. I'm talking about trust. But do I trust you to trust me, to trust in yourself? And where's Willie? Where's Big T? Where'd everyone go? This is not how this should have. I don't understand. Man. This is serious. This is everything I've been working for my entire life.
I understand.
And it's just you and Dark. And no offense to you two, but I thought everyone would be here. I just feel like I'm an outsider. Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe the BCSO or the PD in general just doesn't want me anymore.
You know, I thought the same thing like 3 months ago. I don't think it was a secret I felt that way. That I was frustrated and annoyed with Toretti for not giving me more of a job description or a path forward or motivation to go on. I don't blame you for being upset that they're not here. I mean, a few of them I suppose is unavoidable, but I mean, I just I guess you're right. In the end, if you don't trust me to trust you, then I guess you should move on. If you can't trust me to be objective and be your boss, then there's nothing here. I'll accept your resignation if that's what you want to do.
All right.
Sorry, my stove was on.
Willie.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah, you missed a lot. He just quit.
What?
Well, I don't call it quitting. I call it moving on.
You just said I quit, Silas.
I thought you'd be here, Willie. What happened?
My stove was on. Bruce almost died.
Oh. I hope he's okay.
He's good.
Willie's back to save him.
Can you repeat what happened?
I mean, I asked him about Malton's involvement, Roy's involvement. about some little secret meeting he had. I mean, I asked him about your involvement, really, but in the end, I think I don't want to put words in your mouth. If you'd rather say it, go ahead. But he said that he doesn't know if he trusts me to trust him, and he wants to quit.
You're quitting, Silas?
Willie, I just don't feel like the PD wants me anymore. I know I promised you, Willie, I would stay for Labor Day. But why stick around when no one wants me?
Well, I gotta interject. I have a strict I don't chase people policy with the PD. Not for transfers, not for quitting. If you want to quit, if you want to transfer, I'm gonna accept it. Go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. I think once people get that idea in their head, it's a done deal. And maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't, right? I use examples like Gable, examples like myself, right? Once people make that decision that they want to do something like that, I think that it's either now or in a month. You know, eventually you're going to make that decision again, even if I talk you out of it right here, right now. And all it does is delay the hurt. So if you want to go, like I said, I'll accept it. Not happy about it, but I'll accept it. But I'm not going to chase you out that door. So it needs to be something you want to do.
I know. Willie, I don't know what to say, Willie. Am I wrong?
If that's how you feel, Silas, you should go.
It's how I felt for a long time. I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise.
All right. I need you to turn in your badge and your gun and any other PD equipment you have. You'll be given a grace period of, at least 48 hours. We'll give you until, like, let's say weekends are busy. End of the day, Monday, to turn in any equipment you might have at home and decommission your car. And then on Monday, your access to everything will be terminated after you've turned it all in.
All right.
End of the day, Monday, so.
I don't have my gun with me, but I have my badge. Actually, I don't have either. Oops. I didn't think it'd go down like this. I didn't come prepared.
I didn't either, man. I didn't think you quit on me. Well, in any case, you can turn that into whoever's at the front desk, or you can contact me or Toretti or Dark or whoever's around. We'll be happy to collect your things. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I was never out to get you. I hope you know that.
I think I knew.
This isn't what I wanted.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know if this is what I want. But I think you're right. Once you have that idea, that thought, I can't tell you that I'm here to commit, because the truth is I don't know.
I think you got to go experience what it's like to be anything but a cop. See if you even want to be one anymore.
Good luck, Owen.
Like Silas.
You too, Dirk.
No, how I expected things to go. Bittersweet. Maybe you'll change his mind.
You know, there's a quote that I'm reminded of in situations like this. And I'm not sure it necessarily applies, but from the show, right? And this guy's talking to his friend, and you know, they're gonna execute him. And the guy says to his friend, he's the guy being executed, says something along the lines of, "Well, you might be the smartest guy I know, but they made up their mind 10 minutes ago." You know, I don't think there's anything I could have done to change it. But this will definitely be. This might be what I'm remembered for, you know?
I think with things like this, you didn't even make a decision. But I think regardless of the decision you were gonna make, you were gonna stick by it. And if that's how it's gonna be, then that's how it's gonna be. I think you and BCSO and SCSO have got people in command that can, whatever ripples this might cause, you can ride the wave. And
Hope so, man.
I think you'll come out of it. You'll be fine.
Maybe he saw something in my eye. I don't know. But I do know that whatever happens in the next, you know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month will be the beginning of a new SDSO or the end of it entirely. Because I don't know. Maybe it's putting too much stock into one guy, but there's not very few of us left from the initiation of the SDSO. Not very many of us around that come on duty every day, you know. This will definitely go down in either an historic moment that'll be remembered because everything recovered, bounced back, and maybe even Silas comes back in a few weeks or a month or whatever, and everything will be fine, or this will be what people look at and be like, well, that's where they went wrong. All I know is this will probably define my sheriffship in the first, you know, under sheriffship anyways, in the first few days.
I think it will, but I think more on how you handle it than the fact that it happened. But I think, honestly, I think I was at that pool party, and I'll be honest, I was surprised. I didn't expect you to be the sheriff, mainly because you were in the troopers.
Yeah.
But I think this has been a long time coming for someone who has been around the block in PD, and I think Tori made the right choice for sheriff, and I think this will be the time that you can show that. So, as much as this is disappointing, use it as an opportunity to show people how you're going to do things. I know that kind of sounds bad, that using Silas quitting as an opportunity, but it is. It's like you said, it's going to define the rest of your sheriff term. So make the most of it. Just do what you're going to do.
Yeah. You want some food or something? I just
yes,
eat
please.
a whole
That'd
eye
be
effect,
fantastic.
so there you go.
All right, Melton wants These look a bit hard, but thank
Yeah,
you very much.
a bit stale from yesterday, but
All right, I gotta call Melton.
You want
about you shouting at
some
him?
lemonade?
I'm okay. No, I'm
Okay,
good. I'm had a cup of tea earlier. All right, thank you, Owen.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, fuck. I didn't think Styles would quit. Gotta admit, this is concerning for the SDSO. It's concerning for Willie as lieutenant, you know? Like Willie was so soft that he quit, you know? I don't Thank you for bringing Soup's community from Cop RPOG. Bro, he quit. Don't put this on me. Don't put this on me. I'm gonna be so I don't know, man. I don't raid in WoW anymore. We hit AOTC, so I'm not gonna see Soups anymore. I'll just see him on Crim now. But I don't play WoW anymore with them. Blame J-Dub. Dude, is it J-Dub's fault? J-Dub, you fucker. I hope he comes back. I really do. I think Thready was probably the most right about what he had to say, even though I'm going to give him shit for it no matter what, because that's just how Svensen is. But I think Thready was right. He needs the soul search. And quitting may be the best thing for him. You know? As a character or whatever, you know. Silas definitely needs to explore his options and figure out what being a cop means to him, whether it's important or it's just something he did to have something to do, you know? Hey, thanks, Acid. I don't know why that didn't pop up. Thanks for the 37 months. So this puts us at Shelby Kozlov. Damn, gonna be some talks about Shift 1 Sergeant. Because I think, you know, I'm sure Chad is going to be incessant with recommending their own favorite person for it. But there's going to be some stiff competition for Sergeant in Shift 1 SDSO. And it's going to be pretty important to name the right one. I think there's people that everyone's gonna suggest their favorite, but there's a lot of factors to consider. I mean, Neil obviously as the current active senior for Shift 1, but he's not the only person to consider. Local, some homeless man has passed out in Legion Square. Oh my God, it's fucking. I can't wait to be Sergeant Owen. He DM'd me because I'm the inner circle. Fuck off. Go enjoy your stupid nature walk, you fucking dog ass rat bird. Have we ever really DM'd Stockbird? Let me look. The last thing I sent you was a month ago, and it was the finals beta code. And then before that, you sent a TikTok of a Looney Tunes TikTok. You fucking. Yeah, we just send each other like stupid Chinese TikToks. Is that how we're communicating now? Thanks for gifting him a sub, Olsen. I got a lot of viewers. I guess I gotta plug my sub count. At Willie?
Yeah, hello?
I can hear you.
Hey.
What are you gonna do, man?
Like right now? I don't know.
Yeah, what's the plan?
I mean, I guess I need a new sergeant. How do you feel about skipping ranks?
Not great. I mean, I don't think there's an urgent need to fill it, even if, you know, unless there's. Yeah, my opinion is don't skip ranks. Just promote him to
Okay.
senior for a few weeks prior to, you know, if you even think you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I mean, I talked to you about senior promotions the other day.
Yeah.
I think I narrowed it down to, I still want to talk to Riggs and see what happened from his perspective, even with Silas quitting. You know, narrowed it down to like Cross, Riggs, Sticks for seniors.
What was the first one?
Cross,
Okay.
Riggs,
Cross.
and Sticks.
Riggs and Sticks. Well, I mean, who do you want to skip ranks?
I'm not sure. I was just, wondering, but I think you're right. We don't have to skip anything. Gonna let it stew for a little bit anyway, since I don't know. Silas leaving is pretty big.
Hmm.
I think there might be a few more departures, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If it gets really bad, I don't know. What are you thinking about merging SDSO and PBSO?
Yeah, I'm very against it. I think if we do that, then I think people in the SDSO will feel like they're being assimilated into a bigger department that they don't necessarily get along with, or, I mean, maybe not get along, but, they're not on the same wavelength. They kind of have different frequencies. And I think people in the PBSO will perceive it as, like, them all being forced into our thing, I mean, I don't want to do that, but there's no doubt that this will be indicative of these next few weeks will be very important to the SDSO, whether we live, whether we die, whether it becomes something new, reborn from what it was, or it fades away entirely and everyone just transfers to the PBSO.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think we should do that? You concerned I'm going to do that, or do you want to do that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being looking at the worst, things possible, but I'm thinking we lose a lot of people.
Like who?
Kaminsky, Riggs, maybe.
Where are they gonna go?
Fitzpatrick. Maybe Jaden. I don't know. I don't know where they'll go. I could see them all just not being cops, or maybe going to LSPD. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. LSPD kind of sucks right now.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know if people come to you, but I've had so many officers come to me and say how dog shit LSPD is, and they want to transfer it to like PBSO or SDSO.
What sucks about the LSPD?
I'm not sure. It's always lack of communication, I guess. I honestly just think it's their high command isn't around, shift 2.
Yeah, but what does high command need to be around shift 2? What is that?
You know why. Same reason why Toretti needs to be around sometimes.
I don't know if I buy into that bullshit. That just screams.
It's
that
bullshit,
to me
but
has always been a campaign from some rank chaser. We need high command in shift 2, and guess who's around in shift 2? Me. Promote me, promote me, promote me. I fucking hate that mentality. It's insidious. It's some little fucking cancerous little mole
it's always there,
inside
and
shift 2 LSPD
we didn't get rid
that
of...
wants to, start a rumor that if we don't get shift 2 LSPD, we're gonna fucking quit and we're gonna transfer. And it's traitorous, is what it is.
That might be so, but with restructure, it didn't get rid of those people. They're still there, and that's what makes the majority of LSPD. I mean, look who you have. You have your Dan Faleys, you have Bison, Davids.
Most people should just be fired, honestly. Anyone talking like that. To me, it's no different than what Silas was doing. At least Silas had the balls to confront Big T and say it in front of him, and in front of the subordinates. They're just doing it behind their back.
Yeah, 100%. But beyond that, I don't know. I might just be dooming right now with SDSO, but I hope we don't lose more people.
Holy shit.
I don't think Neil's ever been given a solid chance, if he even wants command, but I think he'd be good for it. But I don't know if it'll be in poor taste to other people if, you know, Silas leaves and we're looking for his replacement, 15 minutes later.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything can be done in the short term. I think things need to settle naturally. I think what'll be important is you're around a lot at most of the meetings to demonstrate command is still around despite Silas being gone. I think, I don't know if you want Shelby to be there too, but I might instruct her to try to come to those meetings as well to show force that it wasn't just Silas willing to come to the meetings and lead them. Because I think the only fear in the short term is that the Shift 1 meeting dies out without him, right? I'm there a lot, but I also have the PBSO now. And I also need to interface with the LSPD in the state, so some days a week I'm just not going to be there. Mondays, I'll probably be there. Tuesdays, I'll probably try to talk to the state to see what they want. Wednesdays, might be there, might be at PBSO. Tuesdays are already Tuesdays, so maybe I should be at PBSO. What I'm saying is, I'm probably only going to be at the SDSO meetings like 3 days, 3 days a week at the most, right? So it's more important than ever.
I sadly can't be there, that often anymore.
Well, that's the case. I think you need to start appointing people to be there, whether it's Shelby or whether it's seniors to run things, and just tell them like, hey, we need someone to step up and run the meetings for the time being. Then make it happen. Because the only fear in the short term is the meeting will die, and then that's when we really start shedding people. If there's no central meeting point or coming together point anymore, the thing we were kind of founded on, at least in Shift 1, then that's where things really start to fall apart fast.
Yeah, the thing is with Shelby, she's still on this weird LOA, not LOA thing, and I'm not going to force her to come on duty if she doesn't want to.
Yeah, I would never.
It sucks that she hasn't been around, but it is what it is.
I would never force her, but I'd suggest, hey, if you can, come to this stuff.
Yeah, Lucas Shift 3, I'm not going to make him stay up every fucking night to lead the meeting.
I get that.
That's unreasonable. But, it's not like the meetings don't go on without Silas or Big T.
True.
Someone steps up, whether it be Neil or Styx or Cross or literally anybody runs the meetings. So I think that's good. But yeah,
true, but people will be looking
there,
for command in these meetings. The next ones especially, to see what the direction's going to be. Is it going to be directionless and rudderless? Is it going to float down the, float until it hits a embankment and sinks? Or is it going to be, people need something to look to at times like this. They need something to be reassured that things are going to be okay, and to kind of see what direction they're going to go in. So that's the most important thing for the short term. But in the end, I don't think we need to fill this position immediately. I think there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of qualified people in Shift 1, not even just SDSO, that could be brought in or fired. I don't necessarily like transferring people over for a promotion, but there's people that could be transferred over as the same rank they are, and then if they're a good fit, in a month or so they go up, right? There's a lot of good people potentially. Be a good sergeant role here, but it's important to pick someone that's actually gonna push the SDSO forward, not backward. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I think over the weekend things will be pretty slow. Tomorrow's a big day, so we're really gonna be there for tomorrow. I'll be there absolutely for Pizza Friday. Unless I oversleep, of course. I don't know if you can be there, but that'll probably be the next big day for a while. So what I think I'm gonna have you do is over the weekends and over tomorrow, try to get a list of names you want for people to be seniors in Shift 1 or seniors in general. Finalize the list of people you want to do, and then probably bring up people you want on the list for sergeant. They don't have to be like absolutely this person's going to sergeant 100%, but people you're considering, so I can kind of get a feel for it and see what's going to be approved by Toretti and higher ups.
Yeah,
Also,
I can do that.
Silas said he's going to turn his things in. I don't know if you were in the room for that, but if he comes to turn his stuff in, just put it in a locker or something. Put it in his locker, and if he ever comes back, he can have him. But yeah, he needs to turn his police equipment by Monday. That's the deadline.
Okay.
End of the day, Monday. All right, man. A few words as always, but I trust you to handle this until you say you can't.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I need anything.
All right. See you later, Willie.
See you.
Wow. I don't know what this means. I don't know what we'll do, but was not expecting the outcome to be Sal's quits. I thought there was a possibility he could get fired if LSPD felt very strongly, and Stubble and Willie also kind of were upset. I thought there was I thought for sure he would get suspended. I thought it was most likely he got stripped of his rank, and I guess if it were up to me, what I would have done is I would have left things. I would have demoted him to senior, and I would have said, basically, if you want it, go and get it again. Prove your loyalty and your commitment to the SDSO. You know, but it's not up to me. He quit, so. He quit. Do you think he would have quit if he got demoted? I think there's a possibility that he would have quit if he got demoted. I think it's a pretty strong possibility that if he got demoted, two things would have happened. One, he would have quit because he felt disillusioned, and this confirmed it. And two, he would have, after a little bit, maybe a delay, a few days or a week or so, he would have come back stronger and harder than ever. He said he would quit if he got 500 subs, and he got the subs. Wow. There it is. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I think there's a pretty high chance that Silas could come back to the PD in one way or another. I do wonder if he'll try a different cop if he wants to come back to PD. Because I think Soup's kind of gravitated more to the LSPD style in the end. And the SDSO was kind of just like a one-off. I definitely think he'll come back to cop. I don't think he's done with cop on NoPixel, but I don't mean to put words in his mouth. It's not like I've ever talked to him about it. But it's conflicting, truly, because like on one hand, it's relieving that he quit, right? Because it's like, okay, well, not my problem, right? He quit, and Svensen's not responsible for it. Granted, he didn't chase him, but hard to hold you responsible for that. But it is like, damn, you let him quit, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you know, if I had 500 subs right now, I'll go and call Silas and beg him to come back. Jesus Christ, how'd that car get up there? Yeah, I don't like chasing people on Svensen. I'm joking with the sub thing, but I think as a rule, Svensen doesn't want to chase people because I mean even like I think Svensen definitely feels that if you chase people, it's a temporary solution, right? Once people get that opinion in their head, they're gonna do it eventually, whether it's in a week or a month or a year. They're gonna do it, right? So that's just why he feels that way. He's seen it happen over and over again, and it doesn't really change anything when you chase him. It just delays the inevitable. But it is tempting to be like, no, 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 how can we fix this? How can we fix this? But you can't fix it. Once they start thinking that, it's over. You gotta let them quit. They can come back. The door's not closed forever. God, there's a fucking 78th call. This would have been perfect for Silas. Oh, he's gotta be so sad he's missing this. Are these people still alive? I'm not seeing a lot of movement going on over here. I think a helicopter's alive and that's it. Okay. These three are alive. I just saw that update. Maybe a few more. Okay, there's a few alive. Ooh, Moosebeard's down. Where is it alive? Moosebeard's it. You know what? I think I'm good on the 78s. I think I'd rather leave this impactful roleplay as a chapter in itself and not go and get a 78 and get shot like it means nothing. Can you ride with Annie Asher? Svensen barely knows Annie Asher and considers her a kind of brash and disrespectful cadet. There's no way. Unless Annie Asher comes up to Svensen and tries to apologize in the most earnest way possible. And even if she does, there's like a 60% chance that Svensen would just say fuck off. Yeah, of course Annie's a friend to OC. I wouldn't spend so many hours playing fucking League and CSGO and shit in the finals with Annie if I didn't like her as a friend. But, you know, I'll tell anyone, but I'm role-playing here. What if she says, you know what, my bad. Alright, then she's forgiven. No, believe it or not, most of my OOC friends are not friends in character right now. Divine and Svensen are close, but Svensen does not like Gringo Gold, and they're not friends at all. That's kind of his main PD character now. Svensen is not friends with Silas. Svensen is not friends with Annie Asher. And Svensen constantly bullies Bones. The one exception is actually Crisscross. I think Svensen is friends with Crisscross. That's probably the closest friends. Svensen also hates Malton too right now. So I would say of all my OOC friends on NoPixel, the only person that is like truly friends would be Crisscross and maybe Bones. But mostly, I gotta feel sorry for Meech. Bass hated him in all of his characters. The good news is that when Bass eventually makes a new cop, he has to like Crisscross. Because whatever new cop he makes, if he also hates Meech's characters, then it's OC. You can't have 3 characters and hate them all. I mean, I don't think Svensen dislikes Keon. I think he likes Keon, and I always like doing the TikTok is a real job bit. But we're not like... Keon's not friends with Svensen. Anyway. I hate Owen OOC. Not in game. Yep. And you're a shit Yumi. Fuck you, Vert. Has Roy had his panel, or is that not an option? Old man, diaper baby, buffoon wearing... sorry. Diaper wearing buffoon Toretti forgot to inform Roy, so... There wasn't one today. But I suppose there would be. Could be one. I wish I had good music suggestions for right now. I really don't. There is by the Goo Goo Dolls. That's a classic. Night Call. Man, there's some good ones actually. Yeah, I did see that once. Someone did their gas here, and they got charged like $60,000 or something. That was fucking hilarious. Every time I think of this song, I'm remembered by Mantis inserting that the mandolin is special in some way, like it's unique. The mandolin was like made uniquely for this song. Some shit. I can't stop fucker ruining this song for me. Got Mantis on the brain talking about mandolin.
I'm as free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change. Oh, and the bird you cannot change. And this bird you cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. Lord help me, I can't change. Lord, I can't change. Won't you fly free, bird, yeah.
Would it be crazy if I just didn't end stream and call back Shelby instead? God, Freebird is so long, but I love the song. I don't want to sit here the entire time.
Hey, Svensen.
What's up?
Couple things. I finally remembered to add you onto the BCSO account, so the BCSO and BCSO PNT.
Okay.
So you have access. I think the BCSO is like 2.9. Yeah, just letting you know I added you on that. And then I'm pretty much back from that. Although I started going on patrol again, I think a couple times in the past week.
Okay. That's good.
Just easing my way back into it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had one more question for you. And if it's a no, that's fine. But if Toretti doesn't ask you to be a part of his groomsmen, would you still walk me down with Tessa?
Oh, that's really happening, huh?
Yeah, he re-proposed the other day. And I asked if,
Re-proposed?
yeah, I mean, I pointed that out too. I said, did you forget that you already proposed? Or did you forget about all that? And he said, no, he just wants to plan it. I really thought he was pulling a goldfish there.
I see. No, he hasn't asked me, but maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll see.
Well, I don't want to take you from him, but I mean, I would still like you to be a part of that if he is stupid.
All right. Yeah, I'll let you guys know what happens. You have to talk to Willie, by the way, professionally. Silas quit. Anyways, glad you're back. Have a good day. See you later. I think that's the best way to tell her. Just don't explain it. Talk to Willie. Silas quit. Let's see if Cross is dead. Might be shot and dead right now, or in the shootout.
Hey, Sheriff.
Hey, are you being shot at?
No.
What's going on over there? You know?
I don't know. I was arresting Holden from a house robbery when it popped off, and then once we were literally heading there, I think Stubbles made a call to just negotiate, and
Okay.
we just got our cops out and let them go.
Good, good. Okay. You with Neil, right? Shows on dispatch anyways.
I am with Neil and Little T.
Little T.
Yeah, he's riding along
Tommy?
with us. Yeah, Tommy. He's not. He's just doing a ride along thing.
All right. Well, I suppose I should probably call Neil separately. So don't tell him. I'm gonna call him, and y'all should talk to Willie. But Silas quit. So if you were planning on stepping up in the SDSO, they're gonna need you now more than ever.
All right, copy that, sir.
Okay. You got any
Yes,
questions?
sir.
You all good?
No, I don't got any questions, sir. I understand, and I'll pick it up.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
I don't think I have Neil's number. I might, but I'm gonna look it up anyways. He doesn't have it. 415 119 8794.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey Neil, how's it going?
Pretty good. Currently hiding in a bush at a house robbery, but you know, I'm out here.
You got time to talk?
Yeah, everything okay?
Nope. You're gonna hear it from Willie at some point. You're your point of contact now. But Sal's quit. There's no more Shift 1 SDSO Sergeant, so you're reporting directly to Willie and Kozlov and Shelby if they're around, I guess, as well. Shelby's returning from LOA, so hopefully you can rely on her. But I want to let you guys know, because I think Willie went home. He's pretty busy today. Yeah, Sal's quit, so I don't know if that means you have to reconsider stuff or whatever, but if you were planning on stepping up, I think the department's going to need you a little bit.
I mean, yeah, no, I'd be happy to step up if given the opportunity. I would definitely put in the time and effort and take it seriously. I mean, Silas quitting is unfortunate, but doesn't really change my mind on how I feel about the SDSO or my position or anything. So,
okay, well, it's good to hear you're not quitting too. I didn't think you
No.
would, but
no, that never played a factor into anything. Unfortunate, but I'm here to stay. And if people were to consider me for that, like you were saying, you know, I would not turn it down.
well, I meant
Let me
step
phrase it that
up,
way.
like you know.
Very generous of you, and
Well, no,
what a way
hold
for you
on.
to present it.
Maybe I misled you. I'm not presenting any promotions. I'm saying there is a
Happy
gap
to help. Happy
in
to accept
leadership
it.
that needs. Okay, you gotta
I'm
talk
just
to
giving you a
Willie.
hard time.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not.
I will.
No one's getting promoted right now. I suspect there probably won't be for a little bit to see what happens in the wake of it.
That's
Because
fine.
whether we want to admit it or not, Sal's a pretty influential guy in Shift 1, and there's gonna be a gap for someone to step up, and I'm hoping that you, amongst a few other people, could step up, and it'll have to Willie what really happens. So I might have to get with him, but I want to let you know because you're pretty important dude in the Shift 1 SDSO. Maybe you can let people know as you see him.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate the phone call, and all jokes aside, yeah, I'm here to stay, and I'll we'll come back from all this.
All right, good to hear, Neil. See you later. See you tomorrow, maybe.
See ya.
All right, well, I think that's really everyone I can inform. I don't think there's any other Shift 1 SDSO still on duty. Willie still is. Gable's still coming back. That's going to be a shock to the system. I'll let him find out on his own. And then everyone else is Shift 2 SDSO, like Asher is a cadet. Oh, man. This is a time where I have to remind myself about pacing. Pacing roleplay, Because it's really tempting to just like start making more phone calls and emailing people to try to like resolve the issue on day one. But this is not something that can or should be resolved in a matter of hours. This is going to take weeks. So I want to pace myself a little bit and space it out so there's more to do tomorrow and on Monday and et cetera, et cetera. I talk about it way too much on my stream here, but I think NoPixel's biggest problem at the moment is everybody tries to fix everything in like 12 hours. They have a 12-hour stream or a 10-hour stream or an 8-hour stream where they spend the entire time trying to fix the issue, and then people that should have been involved but weren't available on that day wake up and like, hey, by the way, there was a huge problem, but it's fixed now. Smile, it's tomorrow's the pizza party. That'll be a big day. I'm thinking tomorrow at the pizza party, we're gonna have to confront it. The Silas quit, and we'll see what people's reaction is on the day of. I'm expecting there's gonna be some dissent amongst the ranks. I'm expecting that maybe Massimo and the Goon Squad may not be thrilled about it, but I'm guessing what's gonna happen is that most of Shift 1 SDSO stays on, and a few of them are doing some double agent shit for Silas, where they keep their job so they can have access to police resources and have a reliable thing to do or whatever, but they kind of mostly spend their time off duty with Silas or whatever. Yeah, I'm not just saying the Goon Squad though. I think there's gonna be a few people interested in what Silas is doing. Like Jaden, for instance, has always been really close to Silas. Riggs and Kaminsky could be close to him too here, the Bully Boys. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I suspect what Silas is gonna do is play it low key for a little bit, but he'll probably start doing like, oh, I don't know, maybe this is too ambitious to guess, but like a private security gig or something, like detective. Usually when cops get fired, they usually do like private security or lawyer stuff, right? And I don't think Silas would want to be a lawyer. So my guess is that Silas starts doing private security, but mostly private detective stuff. And we'll see where that goes. I don't think we're going to lose many cops, because I think the cops will want to keep being a cop on paper, so they have a steady paycheck at least. Or Beefy Bills. Yeah, I think Beefy Bills isn't exclusive to a detective agency, though. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to see where it goes. I think a new cop for Soups or Silas again, and